Hey, it's Gilbert again. How you doing? Back with another film review. I will be reviewing the new Captain America Civil War film. And I'm just gonna say straight away, it was very good, I have to say. Let me tell you, I feel really good about the Russos directing the next Avengers. Because this movie, of course, had a ton of heroes in it, and I mean like a lot. And they fitted together and it worked very well. And I have to say, Sweden sort of let us down with Age of Ultron, I must say. Age of Ultron was good, but really, I expected much more, especially from Scarlet Witch. You didn't get to really see how she blended in with the team. She was just there, and But anyway, back to Civil War. This movie, a lot of good things about this movie. First thing I'm going to say this. All the subplots worked. When I mean that, I mean they fit together well. So when you get move towards the end, you see how all those subplots fit together nicely. Now that's a technique that not a lot of writers can write well. So the writers did a good job here, but the plot wasn't perfect. I'll get to that in a bit. But you know, uh, well, let me get to the action. The action was very realistic. When I mean that, I don't mean like of course had a lot of CGI in it, but when I say realistic, I mean the reasons why they're fighting. When you look at the reasons why they're fighting, it makes sense. It's not like just people that want to kill each other. It's much more. Much more complex than that, as the movie you'll see. So that was a good job. They spent time developing that aspect of the film. Like it wasn't just the two sides fighting. There were reasons why they were fighting, and that was very well done. The action was great. The action scenes were very good. Give it up for the Russo brothers. These action scenes were good. The best action scene was the final action scene, which of course, as everybody knows, has Spider Man in it. Another great thing about this movie, Spider Man. I'm sorry, Spider Man is actually Spider Man, and all the Marvel people who are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. We have Spider Man, folks. We have Spider Man. And Tom, I must say, you get to see Spider Man without his suit, like just like Peter Parker without the suit. And let me tell you, I don't know if that was a spoiler or not, but let me tell you, he is Spider Man. Yeah, he's Spider Man. So the jokes, his jokes were spot on. All the other jokes in the movie were pretty spot on. This is what another thing I love about this movie. It doesn't has that much jokes, but the jokes that are in the movie work. That's what I like about this film. It wasn't an overabundance on jokes, but they put the best ones in there, so like even though there's not a lot, the ones that were in there worked. That's another thing I thought was great about this film. That's the smart way to do it, in my opinion. And you can understand both sides. You have Team Captain and Team Iron Man. I'm not gonna tell you what each side stands for. I'm gonna let you watch the movie and see for yourself. But you can understand where both sides are coming from. It makes sense. Like it really does make sense. They spent some time developing it, not that much time, but enough for it to make sense. Now I have to say this isn't a perfect film. There are some things that aren't too good about this film. Again, same issue I had with Age of Ultron I have here with Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen did a good job with Scarlet Witch, but you don't really get to see her interesting powers, like the psychic powers getting into people's minds and manipulating people and that nice stuff. You don't get to see much. You just hear like energy stuff, like when she moves things around. But Scarlet Witch can do much more than that in terms of psychic's abilities. So that was kind of disappointing not to see all of her powers, in there. I guess maybe that's a personal opinion. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. But it does feel a little bit too long. Um, Towards the first act, moving. into the second act. Um, they took a lot of time developing the story. Yeah, so it could have moved a little bit quicker. That's the thing that I didn't like too much, but it didn't really take away from the movie that much. Um, this is a small issue I'm gonna put out right now. The very first scene, and I mean like the very first scene in this movie, was not really that great because, but you don't really get to see the effect of it until very late in the film, and by then like you forgot that that even happened. So, you know, they didn't really do a good job with the very first scene. But like I said, it's a very minor problem, very minor problem. And yeah, with the chase scene, Black Panther was good. He was good. The chase scene was good. It was a good chase scene, I must say. Let me see. And the first scene overall, I'll say like the first act, could have been set up a little better. Could have a little quicker, a little like more actiony, but like at the same time, see, this is what's difficult about these films. You have to blend in the story and the action. Sometimes that can cause a bit of problems, and you can see that very early on in the film with the pace, like how the story moved forward. Yeah, so that was another issue I had with the film. But the third act, the very last act, was pretty good. The final scene I thought was kind of weak. I mean, the moment right before the final scene was good, but I'm like the very final action part was sort of like, okay, the villain, there is a villain in this movie that's not part of either sides, and this villain, uh, I expect in the final scene I expected this villain to be more menacing, to actually the Avengers have to team up and like do this big battle. It wasn't that. I thought I didn't mind that, but I expected just a little bit more. It was kind of weak. I just expected a little more, you know. But besides that, I have to say I'm giving this film 3.5 out of 4. I think that's a very fair grade. I thought about giving it 3 actually, but since I loved it so much and I thought Spider-Man was great and a lot of good things to like in this movie, I'm giving it 3.5. So nobody can complain. Nobody can complain. So yeah, that was another film review. If you like my reviews, please subscribe. I'll have more reviews coming up. And if you like politics, well, I haven't updated my politics channel recently, but I do have, I think, 1 or 2 videos on there if you want to check them out. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the film. Let me know what you thought of the review. Um, I like feedback, especially comments. Let me know like how my reviews are so I can improve. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.